yeah, some friends of mine went there for my birthday this past Saturday. We did a painting and it was affordable and it was super fun.
Oh, yeah, I didn't draw hairdresser's daughter, so that's a personal thing. They just had such a good time. I haven't made it to them yet, but I will. Hello, Walter. How you doing? Good.
Here's some braille.
Good. I needed it.
How are you?
Pretty good yourself.
Oh, not too bad.
I didn't know you were a public official.
Yeah. I take some of this off the taxes.
I'm just waiting to see how they cheat it this time. Do that one. Hear about that tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'm good.
That's good.
Yes. I'm very glad I don't believe anything. What? Yeah.
Make sure try to record it for work.
I used to live there forever. And my husband knows. And, I've been going there. It's so long. It's kind of good to see it. Hometown Marine. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And yourself, okay. Ladies, we might see you.
I did.
Thank you. Oh, well, I don't plan on endorsing or doing anything critical, but I know.
Good.
After 33 years, I think it's...
Boy, he's going to suffer for a long time.
Well, I think it's a crime in America.
Sign in, Missy.
If it worked, it don't.
My brothers,
I don't know.
Americans don't really live
There
like
must be one there.
I couldn't argue about it.
Ernie, I got a fine chicken with you the other day in the alley. Oh, when I was getting ready, I was swinging around to pull the garage, and I thought you was coming down the alley. I didn't know if you thought I was playing chicken with you there, or coming out there, or what.
Well, we don't have.
Pledge allegiance.
I gotta wait. So we're gonna patch it.
Mark, you're up.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to share you note that you guys can sign in. Did you sign in? Mr. Price? I want to note, Chair, that all board members are present at town for. This is the February 2nd town council meeting, Morgantown, Indiana, and the agendas, pretty standard. Approval, first item, approval of the January 2015 minutes. Any additions or corrections? So motion to approve? Well, no, I'm sorry, we're not going to do that. Minutes are approved as submitted. Any additions or corrections?
Just have to keep me in the minutes of this again.
Okay.
Hang on, just get caught up. Karen was trying to get this to work, and if you can't, just the minutes that you're going to take manually. I just want you to have a chance to get caught up with what you've already done.
Is this your new one?
Yes, I should never change the battery, I guess.
They may have, did you just buy those batteries? They may have some around here.
No, these are
Something's
brand
happening now. Well, what does it say?
I don't
Nickel.
know.
Cadmium or alcohol?
These are the right batteries.
You may need to choose. Do you have a, like, hit the OK button there, see what happens. You have a center? Please wait. Well, I think it was telling you which kind of battery.
Yeah, but I've never had to do that before.
Okay, what is that telling you there? That's working, right? So what
Okay,
motion
well,
was just made? You have it?
We'll
Okay.
turn back up here.
Okay.
You can show that all council members are present and accounted for. This is the February 2nd, 2015 Morgantown Town Council meeting. The agenda is a pretty standard agenda. First item on the agenda was approval of the January 2015 minutes. Any additions or corrections? None? Okay, the minutes will stand approved as submitted. January 2015 financial. Fund report, Sharon, you want to start with that one?
Okay. Do you have any questions concerning the fund report?
I did want to make two comments. The general fund for council, the balance this year is $124,580.97. Last year at this time, at the end, well, February meeting, it was $93,872, so we're in about a $30,000 better position on our general fund. And MVH balance this year $70,066 versus $40,637 last year, so we're about not quite $30,000 to the good there from last year. So the budget cuts that we made paid off. Okay, anybody have any other questions on comments on the fund report? Revenue report, appropriation report. Okay. Let's see, approval of payroll.
Do you have any questions concerning the payroll?
Oh.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
There's the payroll.
Okay, claims. Any questions on claims? Motion to approve claims? Second, anybody? Thank you, Walter. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Becky, do you have, Sharon, you have two requests.
Yes. You each received a copy of the warrants that are 2 years old. And these will be, in fact, I've already received it and then I will delete them from the bank statement.
Is this something new?
This is something that I should have been doing, yes. It's done every 2 years.
Oh, it's done every 2 years?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I mean, it's done every year, but the warrants are
This
2
is the
years
first
old.
time that you've done one, because I didn't find one before.
Well, you said it's done every 2 years, this is,
No, it's done every year, but the warrants are 2 years.
well, Roger Hickey's is
Well, Roger Hickey's check is lost.
Oh,
He never cashed those checks and he came in.
3 checks he didn't cash?
Yes.
But that's not 2 years old, is that the be on here?
Yes, I'm letting you know that that's what I did. I issued him a new checks and these checks were not cashed. And I issued him new checks and he signed a little statement saying that those checks were lost and that he would, if he found the lost checks, he would bring them back to me.
We don't need any board action on that.
No.
Just notice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other one.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, I don't know, that's what I've always, other places is just approving the cancellation of these warrants. Because these were claims that you approved before. Yeah. There's certainly no harm in taking action, but I think to just, by motion, approve the cancellation of these outstanding checks. And I guess, I don't know that it matters, but on these Hickey checks, these checks are still out there. I mean, what does the bank do? What's the procedure at the bank? Are these actually like stop payments?
These checks are 2 years old.
So the bank won't honor them anyway, will they?
Right.
So you're just removing them as claims that are outstanding from the town,
On these.
but the bank wouldn't cash one of these checks because it's presented anyway? Is that true with his too? Are they just 6 months?
No, on the check it says 2 years. They're good for 2 years.
Okay. Are you concerned about stopping payment on his? Imagine there's a fee, but.
Yes, I called about that, but, and I think they would do it without charging.
If they would,
Well,
I mean, if it's been lost this long, chances are they're not going to show up. But if somebody else found them, I guess that would be on the bank, so it's probably not a big deal anyway. So, but I think a motion to cancel the warrants is presented on the January 21st, 2015 list presented by Sharon.
Since his are not 2 years old, should they be included?
Well, I don't think it matters. They're being canceled. They're being canceled because of loss. The others are being canceled because they're over 2 years old.
So
But the action is to cancel all of them.
His is actually reissued, but the rest of these, they're being reissued.
Yeah, that's what I explained.
Right.
Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the cancellation of the warrants.
Thank you. Second by Walter, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Okay, your other one, I would be asking the council for a motion to move 3825 planning and zoning to a new appropriation planning and zoning administrative enforcement. Since hiring Ken Dyer is being paid through payroll at least. So you're saying here that you want to, money needs to be moved from other services. So you're setting up a new appropriation line. Is that done as a motion, or is that done as a resolution or an ordinance?
I think a motion to say that it's all right to transfer that money from planning and zoning or wherever you want to take it from. But we need to get some money up there.
Oh, I understand that. But you know, at the end of the year, we had to do a resolution to move all that money.
I would suggest we do a transfer ordinance and.
An ordinance?
Yeah, I mean, it could be an ordinance or a resolution, I think. You'll see a lot of references in the statute to being called transfer ordinance. But I think, Sharon, you probably don't want that more than anybody because you're audited to have that transfer ordinance is a nice document to show state board of accounts for this. So.
Well,
is this different than what we did at the end of the year where we moved money between accounts?
that's because there was negative balances. That's the reason why we did the transfers then. This is because we have added Tim Geyer to the payroll and he's on the salary list, and he's on the salary list. So he needs to be moved up into the 100s, which is the personal services.
And
Wages and salary.
you say we could do that with a motion?
Well,
I think you need an ordinance. What I would suggest, if it's okay with you, go ahead and approve the motion, we'll just present an ordinance for signatures next
I'm going to pay 10 the first of February for January, so
Okay.
that way I can.
Now, I did have a question on, you included extra for the inspections of $45.
Yeah, I didn't know how many to include, but
Are we not using parsley anymore?
I think Tim did one already, hasn't he?
We do, Dave, but
I
if
mean,
he
that's my understanding from planning and zoning, is that Mr. Parsley was the first line, and if he's not available, then we.
yes, he was unavailable for 2 weeks. He let me know he wasn't going to be available for inspections and NDOT needed one. So I asked him and he said, go ahead and have Tim do it. So I did check with him first.
So we're giving him $300 each month because on occasion he may do an inspection instead of Dave Parsley. He just,
Well,
No, that's not quite right.
that's what I said here.
And I,
no,
is that right?
well, yeah.
But what-
I don't understand that.
Sharon, just a suggestion.
His yearly salary is $300 each month, which is $3,600 for the year. And I have added in 5 extra, just to make sure, 5 extra inspections, just in case.
What I would suggest we do the 3,600 to the other fund to pay him the 300 a month, and then treat him like you do Dave Parsley on inspections. Because I think that is, I think that is 1099 income.
It is.
Well, I think it can be, because he's not doing it regularly. We're not paying him for a certain number of hours or a set
I was
amount
just
each
going by
month.
what you.
Well, but it's the same person, but they're different functions that he's performing. And I think it's easier for you to track.
Okay.
So what I would suggest is you approve a transfer, as Sharon has suggested, to pay him his $300 a month as a W-2 employee, because it's a fixed amount for a fixed scope of services to be done. Then we have an arrangement with Tim that he may do inspections, and he'll get paid like Dave does, and we'll pay him, and then you'll give him a 1099 at the end of the year for just that service, which isn't a regular sort of employee
I
like.
paid him one time before he did 5.
So that's great then, right?
Okay, but I paid him out of paper.
Okay, well then I just do it, I just do it
But you didn't
differently.
take any taxes out of it.
Well, yeah, you did.
Not much. I mean,
Okay.
I did take a little.
But I think that's easier and it keeps it consistent, and in that sense, he is just like Dave Parsley.
Okay.
We don't have to treat him, all the money we spend, we pay him the same way because it's the same person. It really is what he's doing
Okay.
in our arrangement with him. So, if that, and then I'll have a transfer ordinance for you at the next meeting that will ratify this.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Is there a motion to transfer $3,600 from, you're taking it from other services?
I was going to take it from planning and zoning,
Oh, okay.
because planning and zoning has like $12,000.
Oh, I thought on here it says other services and charges. Appropriation 101001313. Is that planning and zoning? Is that what yours says?
Well, other services and charges it's not really other services and charges. It's appropriation, this appropriation number under personal services, professional services. So you really need to move the money from planning and zoning.
So where you say your money needs to be moved from other services and charges, appropriation 1010. Okay, so what you're saying then is you're actually going to be moving it from planning and zoning. Okay. Okay.
The motion would remove $3,600 from planning and zoning to general fund.
No, she's going to set up a new.
To the new.
To the new one. I've already set it up. It's up here.
Planning and zoning.
The administrator didn't print all of it, but it should say planning and zoning administrator enforcer.
Okay.
Enforce.
Enforcer.
Enforcer.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a motion
That is
on the
this.
table. Is there a second? Awesome. Thank you. All those in discussion? All those in favor say aye. Okay. Wastewater adjustments, Becky?
We had none at this time.
Becky, did you want to talk to the council about notary?
Yes. present the opportunity for the council to consider you becoming a notary for the fact that when we release liens and when we file a lien, I type up a document, it has to be sealed by a notary, Sharon has to sign it, and then I go and file them in the recorder's office. Normally I just go to the bank and have one of the ladies do it for me, but there's been times that I've typed up the forms and then the one be out sick, so then I retype up the forms, and we spend almost all day, literally all day, getting these documents prepared and getting them, recorded properly, which wastes money because then I'm moving paper. And so anyway, I printed off the information. It is pricey. The basic package is $97, and that is for an 8-year, if I understand it, an 8-year notary bond. So it's good for 8 years.
I'll make a motion that she gets her notary.
Discussion? Question, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We have executive session this evening, and you and Becky. Any motions at this time?
Motion to give back the $1 an hour raise.
Discussion?
Starting February 1st.
Well, today's the second, so.
February 2nd.
Okay. Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, Mr. Downey, DPW.
We had 38 work orders, plus our normal routine day-to-day activity. I am going to I don't know, one of the council members or somebody wants to go, I slotted 2 people. I guess, because I'm in charge of the floodplain, whatever that is, Thursday, which is just at the government center state house, no cost, it's put on by government. I asked to talk to Kenny Hale, who's the county's floodplain manager, and he says it's a good school. And he's planning on going, so I'm going to do that. So we'll give a little bit more update on our floodplain issues. The second thing I have, which I've given to you folks earlier this week, we've got the option of, we are on our 2010 F-250, which was never really treated very kindly. It's used for some substantial work. It has over 70-some thousand miles on it. Pretty rough, and like I had said at one time before, to get into the cycle, we need to start, instead of letting these things rust down and be rust buckets sitting out of it. We're going to get $500 out of them, try to get what we can out of them. As far as retail, and that's consumer retail, where in turn we can get the government discount on the purchase of a new vehicle. And the low bid, considering with the options, was the Dodge 2500 from Fletcher Chrysler. And I'd like to go with the service body on that. And the low bid on that, I got 2 bids from different sources. I wanted to go with the Warner bid, which is cheaper. The Napide service bed with the options that we wanted was $64.73. The Warner bed was, $61.55, and it includes an extra, they both were quoted with a flip top tray on the very top compartment, but the Warner bed also has a central locking system where you don't have to go around and unlock every door each time. It just has a rod that goes through, I believe it's the back, there's just a 1-key system, you turn the lock and it releases all the doors at that time, so you're not running around unlocking every compartment at the time. The figure on
truck and everything from the same?
I'm ordering, that's another thing. There's two things, well, there's one thing that wasn't, I don't think you know, is also the changeover on the plow. They just need to modify the attachment and the wiring, and that's a $700 charge, which is going to be included in this amount. But looks like all total, grand total, it was with the service body bed, the pickup truck, which is an F2, or not an F-250, but a Ram 2500 work truck, and the work bed, or the service bed, total $33,211. That was including the $700 for the plow exchange.
Is it really worth, what about getting a new plow, getting a new truck or not?
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's a possibility, and that could go into the lease too, because, if we do it like, or purchase, whichever one we decide. If you agree upon this, we've got two options, either lease or purchase. Yes, and that is I totally like that idea, and especially with a plow like the one that we bought for my truck, which has the wings, which really cuts down on the windrows and everything, but you got the adjustable things. The mounting system, we wouldn't have to, we would still have to spend $700, but it will mount up. I mean, it's the same type of mount, so all we would be having would be an expense on a plow, and that is true. That plow is, since 2010, the shelf life of those isn't bad. Great. So I can get a price on that, to that, but Dodge gave us the best trade-in offer, $11,000 for the 2010 or 2500, and which reduces the total down to 22,211, plus we will receive, we're getting $1,000. I was quoted $1,000 for the pickup bed on the 250, since we're going to be replacing it with a service body bed.
So you're 21 to 11?
22 to, well, yeah, with that, yeah, I'm sorry, that, I forgot to add the extra $1,000.
So the monies we're looking at is 21 to 11. Now, on a plow, do you have an idea about what those things are?
It was around 4,500 or something.
For the last one we bought?
Yeah, because we already had the RVI.
So you're looking at 25 for the whole thing program?
Yeah, totally, yeah. And get the upgraded plow, and yes.
But that plow's not part of the trade, right? So we can get rid of the plow.
Yeah, we can sell the plow ourselves. As long as it comes somebody that wanted to snow mount. I mean, had a snow blade and mount system.
They don't trade it?
Well, they probably would. I mean, they could. I don't know. I've never dealt
So
with
we're
it.
probably, most we're probably looking at 25,000 for the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, I'd say we're definitely comfortable in that. Yes. Without the plow in there, which wouldn't really make that big of a difference on it. The Chrysler does not have a leasing plan like Ford or General Motors, so this is kind of a little different situation. They're looking at, it's an annual rate, or an annual payment would be, and these are figures that I just got today, because, so I apologize for not getting you copies of these. They came like this afternoon. Total is 3 years with a yearly annual payment of $8,753.68. That is figured at 4% interest, but there is and I clarified with the company, for some reason they have a $60 a month maintenance fee, whatever, that they charge you for, a month, not a year, a month. I checked with the actual loan company itself. So, with that being said, if we used all of our 3 accounts, which that's what the truck is utilized for, is for water, sewer, and street, and every matter, that would bring $2,918 per year per account. Now, if we went retail, I got a price on First Merchants. The government rate right now for 36 months is 2.65. At 36 months, again, going on with just the 22,211 figure. I mean, that is 642.50, which is $214 a month per department, is what it would cost.
It would be a monthly charge.
Yeah, the retail, going retail would be a monthly charge.
I like that interest rate.
Yeah, and obviously we could pay it off early. If you went the total term of the lease, you're talking at, for these figures, $26,261.04. If you went the total of the retail, you're looking at $23,130, and that's if we went the full term.
Somebody will own it for 4 years or 5 if you want. I don't know what you want to go out at.
Yeah, 4 years brings it up to 2.95. But, yeah. But we normally stay with, just with mileage and everything, we try to stay on a 3 or 4 year basis. I mean, if that truck was in decent shape, let's just say we traded my truck in next year, that'd be, who knows the market, but it's been taken care of, I'm not saying, but, and that means a lot of difference, because like I said, you get the retail and your retail wholesale versus when you put the government.
Well, I just wanted, there are other, it's not locked in.
No, not locked in, 36 months, yeah.
If you put that utilities bid on there, which works fine for the utilities department, you're gonna have all your tools, all the stuff, everything you're gonna need, right? So you're
Well,
probably.
we're definitely gonna have more than what we have to
Right,
back
I'll bring
shop
out
and
take
take
that,
through.
it's kind of tough on for utilities, I understand that. So you're probably gonna keep that thing for a while. Right?
Yes.
I mean, you're gonna keep it over 4 years or longer than that.
Well, the hopefulness is, and another thing.
At least the bed.
Yeah, exactly, yes. Yeah, the chassis we might have to trade, but the bed, we would definitely keep, so we wouldn't have that expense. And another plus is Warner is an Indiana company. Warner Beds Service Bodies is an Indiana company. And, which is highlighted, they put undercoat and everything on their beds and stuff. So, that's gonna help with rust issues like Chad said, it's gonna. Yes, the bed with proper maintenance, is definitely gonna outlive the chassis of the truck.
I'll make a motion with it. Or we need to wait till you pass the file.
Well, what we could do is make a motion to purchase the truck, and the body and everything you're gonna need, less the pickup bed. And include the plow, the new plow, and if the price is not to exceed $25,000, right?
Cover all, 26,000.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
I think 25 would probably cover it.
You got to fill that or? Is that a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we proceed with getting the DPW, the Dodge, with the utilities bid, and trading in the pickup bed, purchasing a new snowplow, and I would probably venture to say we're going to end up trading the old snowplow. But
Yeah, I wanted to see what kind of price
yeah,
is they
the price is not to exceed for everything, 25,000.
And in that motion, I would need to be okay to trade in 2010 on this purchase. Okay.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, question, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do
Just
is
hang
our
on just a
financing.
second. Wait a minute, and as far as transferring titles to 2010, authorize, we need a motion to authorize Joellen to execute to sign the title. Don't have any confusion about this. Yeah, someone's going to sign the title on the 2010.
Make a motion to go out and sign the title for 2010. I'll second it.
Discussion? Question, all those in favor say aye. And the third part of that puzzle is we need to
Figure out the
figure out
financing.
the financing.
Yes.
And personally, I mean, I like the First Merchants 2.65, better than 4%, plus $60 a month maintenance. I can't believe that. That's $720 a month.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know why, but
Who is that, yours?
some of this
The lease?
but I would suggest that we go ahead and approve a no more than 42 month, no more than 42 month. Don't you think that's adequate for you under 48? I mean, budget wise.
I mean, I can get the figures on what I just need to know is that you guys just are giving me the okay to get it going, because none of this stuff is on the
Oh,
ground.
that's right.
Yeah, none of this stuff is on the ground, and Bobby was just using that other truck to get to and from work. We are using my truck for totally everything else, so it doesn't completely.
So you can go ahead and place the order for the truck.
Yeah, and the body
Okay.
is what I need to make sure that we're all good on that I can go ahead and
Okay.
say, get this ordered and let's get her going.
Yeah, we need financing that next.
Okay.
Okay, what else you got, Mr. Brown?
Well, I know that's it.
Okay,
What about, are you gonna be able to get this year coming up, you be able to get your sewer license and water license and all that?
Should, yes, yeah. That's, April or May, April or May. I think the deadline filing is in March, and then the test is May.
For the sewer? What about water?
Water, I'm working with, the Alliance on that.
So hopefully they're this year, or
Yes,
is that for both of you, or just one?
we're gonna try for both of them.
I mean, I've been wrong enough to, you have to be here so long, or
No, well,
1 year?
oh, okay.
and it depends on if you can spruce up for items that,
Yeah. Down the road, I think, I realize you can't do it at once, but, in the DPW, somewhere down the road, if we can come up with a utility vehicle, with a sprayer in the back. We've got a lot of areas that, if we spray, we can spruce things up around town. And, so I don't know
Maybe you want to bring that next month.
if we can do that.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah, we
that's my
definitely
personal opinion now, Jeff.
yeah, technically, we currently don't have one. I mean, the town doesn't. I'm actually using one that, was pretty much given to me by my brother. I mean, it's my own personal four-wheeler that's being used, and it's not really adequate to try to drive along and spray with it, because there's handlebars and those pretty well, anything like that. But yeah, that's something I'd like to look forward to in the future.
Also, I mean, the truck, I mean, it's 5 years old, we're trading it in. What about the equipment? Will that still worth something? Should we be looking at the equipment as well, like between the mini and the skid loader?
We can, if you like, but I mean, we took the mini up because there's still one more little leak in it, but, I mean, you know equipment better than I do, but I think our equipment, I mean, is, in my personal opinion, in pretty good shape. I don't know what Bobby thinks. Let's just put it this way, when we took the mini up there, they were fighting tooth and nail to try to get us to trade it in, because they thought it was handy to make money on and wanted us to buy something different. So there's a key right there that shows us that we've got a pretty good piece of equipment there, I think, which.
Yeah, I think our equipment is great. The only thing I wonder about is, should there be a life expectancy for the town as far as, from a financial end? Should we be putting money back for saying, we're going to keep a skid loader 10 years, barring any kind of a major explosion, or I didn't see it get to the point where we go, oh my God, we got to buy a skid loader.
Well, that was actually in Mr. Brock's water and wastewater rate increases that we did the last time in his performance, but I don't think it's ever been implemented. But we are supposed to be putting so much every month back into that fund.
We just don't want to be, I don't think we need to be using, 20-year-old equipment for the town's work. I might be way off.
But it's, we're not using it every day though. Right? We're not using the equipment every day.
No,
And you guys,
but they get in
you
kind of
house it
like,
inside.
Chad was saying, he was saying that, you know, and well, and you know too, I mean, it doesn't really matter. There's a point in time where
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how good a shape it is, how old is it? You know.
It has a happy point. It's a
Yeah,
happy point.
exactly.
When you get to
Right.
sad point, it starts crossing.
Right, you start crossing the line there a little bit on what's feasible and what's not.
Okay, Mr. Dowling.
But for this year, I think we're good on equipment, not wood,
No.
on the heavy equipment.
You know, are you going to get a bid on painting the dump truck?
Yes.
It's pretty rusty, okay. We'll have that in the next couple of months, okay.
I don't know if it's just pretty telling for everybody, but they don't have a retirement. There's a guy that's been contacting me, talking about retirement. I don't know if the town used to pay the guys. I know when Jason Allen was here, they used to give them $1,500 a year to do whatever they wanted to for retirement.
Okay, well, I think that's a good thing, maybe we can schedule it, probably take 60 days to put it together, there you go. Okay.
If they're interested in it.
Oh, I know.
Is this for the-
I know, they do, employees.
Then, everybody needs to look after themselves.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take long. I'm 62. It didn't take long to get here.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, we'll schedule that, I'm gonna put that in right now. Okay, you done, Mr. Dowling?
Yes.
I'm going to slide in on the agenda. Mr. Simpson, you're up. Fire department.
Fire
We're
department.
going to have the fire department or the police department.
Hey, we like you guys. This is your building.
I'm Brad, 16 from the fire department, the assistant chief. We've got your town contract for fire protection services. I've got 3 copies, so you don't use those. Please note that there is no increase in price. It's $36,000, which is the same as what it was last year. The only thing that we ask in return for, talk to Marvin about this a little bit, is that if they're not on another run, if they would respond with us. For a number of reasons, on a car accident, we're not pulling somebody that could be helping somebody off of a truck to do traffic control or protect our scene. And if we go into medical runs, you run into things all the time that you wish there was somebody that would gun. So the county we're far from Martinsville. We don't have good protection with the county on the county level. Marvin and his guys do a great job. They're in town with us, and in lieu of increasing your cost for fire protection, we'd like them to just help us out a little bit in lieu of that. So that would be our 2 cents for the evening.
So you're just asking that the police department assist you.
Yeah, we would ask states, and it doesn't, I don't know how you guys need to do it, if it needs to be in a contract or if it's on your own, but we would like it that, if the officer on duty is not already on a call in town or what have you, that they would respond with us on all of our runs.
I
think
just
it would just be done with a motion. Yeah, just be a motion.
I just
I just agree.
Yeah.
Then I have the right, but the SOP, so it's not.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with them.
We just have to make sure all officers do that.
I've got a meeting coming up in this month.
Now,
Anybody have a problem with the guys responding?
Brad has sent us some information earlier this evening, right? about-
Yeah, also, starting yesterday, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., there's 2 firefighter EMTs on station, being paid by us as employees. So the part-time employees are different every day, but 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, there's always somebody here, unless they're on the run. We also started a program at night where the ambulance rolls, the EMT and the driver both get paid a lump sum per run on billable ambulance runs. So in the past, I know we've had some issues rolling the ambulance, lack of participation. We started this program paying after what we call volunteer hours, where we don't have paid employees. And there's been 2 instances in 4 months where the ambulance hasn't responded with us, and that was because we're on overruns. So your level of service is dramatically increased, and we're not asking for any more money this year. So if you got a little piggy bank, you put some in there for us for next year, but the township picked up the tab to go from 8 hours, 5 days a week, to 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. So, but we were informed that was definitely a one-time situation until we could figure out our financing to get that to be a permanent thing. But we're looking into fire territory and some other issues to get our own funding. But, so that's where we're at.
That's good to hear.
Okay, so their contract is the same as last year, $36,000. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the 2015 contract with the fire.
$36,000 a year. Okay, I'll second that. There was a second. Is there discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, your motion carries.
One other thing, I just wanted, because it was brought up at some time, and why it was brought up, and it was just totally asinine, but my department, the DPW, it's in my operation, Bobby's on the fire department, and I'm semi on the fire department, so if we're not busy, we go with the fire department too, so I mean, just to let you folks know that. I think
We see your truck there, that
it's been brought up before, we totally had, I mean, I don't understand.
Which is, actually,
To help somebody out, you gotta help somebody
when you
out.
need help, it's a big help when people show up. So we'll never turn help away, but it is a big help when they come help us out, especially during the day when we don't have a high staff. So
we appreciate what you do.
thanks.
Thank you. Here's your signed contracts coming your way. If you get a copy of that to Sharon, okay?
Is there a motion made to approve it? Okay, sorry.
It's okay. That's on now. Okay.
Leave it out.
Marvin, you're up.
You all have a copy of this too. Total calls last month was 35, up from 27. 25 were within town limits, 10 outside. And county took 4 calls for us, down from 6 last month. 16 total citations, which 11 were ordinance violations by state statute. And 25 verbal and written warnings issued. Number 3, this is for your information. Our annual in-service training is going to start up at the end of this month. It runs, I think, the last week of February. There's 3 weeks we can go, and we all try and split it over different weeks, so we're not all on week. But, and if you guys need those dates, I can get them to you later time. I need to have this application filled out for Ray Stillman Ford dealership in Martinsville. And it's just for a 30-day net, so that they can do oil changes and stuff on it. Right now, it's just my vehicle because it's under warning. The first oil change, I went over to Franklin, but that was a lot closer, more convenient. So it's just an application for, not credit, but just to set up a 30-day net. I set them go like next month. I'll pass that down to you if you do that. I'm doing an oil change right now, if I can get that back somewhat quickly.
This has a lot of numbers on it. Sharon, do you have, anybody have an objection to setting up a building? I mean, it's not a council.
Is there should there be a vote on our end on how much they can do?
Well, this is just oil changes, right? Because you're having everything else still done.
Yeah, oil changes. I have to double check on the warranty on that vehicle. I'd like to take it to the dealership until the warranty's up on it. So everything's done that needs to be done. Not the whole warranty. So it could be transmission. I don't know if the warranty's 60,000, 90,000. I'll have to find that out.
Is it cheaper? Or is it just for credit?
No, that's just for billing purposes. That's it.
But you want to have the oil changes done there because,
It's just more convenient, closer than going all the way to Concord.
no, I mean,
Why is
Instead of
that?
using
Why
Woodward.
do we need to do this?
It's better to take it to the dealership than just a local. I mean,
Oh.
I've seen it come back and haunt people that are trying to do oil change themselves or haven't done something else on the warranty. certified it.
I don't worry so much about the warranty. A lot of vehicles, when they're new, you get free oil changes for a year, but after that, I think, you can find some other places that can do it. I know I do.
Now, in his defense, I still, well, I took his 2000, had to take his 2010, I take mine to Matlock because I just like the motor, well, doesn't matter, it's obvious I'm a Ford man anyway, I just like the motor draft 5W30. Of course, you can buy that separately and have somebody else do it. That is true, but that actually costs more because you get the bulk oil from the dealership versus by Ford's.
But the cost is not an issue. I mean, they're both about the same.
Oh, yeah, it's just,
So continuity.
a lot of times they give us discount anyway. It's something my cousin does, he actually flies around the country on warranty issues on vehicles. And he'll check the grade of oil and stuff until they've done the proper service, if not, it's not a claim. So they can get,
So
yeah, they'll
is
fly in
there
California for 10 minutes.
Actually, is there anything we need to do with that?
I guess you're wanting to establish this credit account. You have a motion to do that, raise the government.
Okay. Motion
Make a motion to give an account of fresh skill when you want to.
for billing purposes and credit purposes, okay. Is there a second?
I think the expenses still fall into the norm. The $500, anything over 500 is pre-approval anyway.
Yeah, no, I think so far, I just,
It's not a credit account. Okay.
yes, that's the way they do business.
Any other
A little
discussion?
bit good if they don't, they require the town work for them to do that.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Okay, close same sign. Motion carries. Okay, what else you got on here?
Okay, the 2004 Impala update. There was an issue with the way I handled the title on the 2004. I have rectified the situation. I have the title back. It is free and clear and turned back over to the town. So I have that title on my desk.
Will you be taking bids when you sell the car?
Yeah, we'll probably go back to that. Do we need to put that in the paper where we did last time?
Yeah, you should advertise it. Just invite bids, give those 27 days or something. And then we're probably going to open them at the next meeting.
Okay.
It's just $2,000, and we should open them. It should be started. And you can, if you know people, you can contact them directly. But we ought to try to get at least 3.
Okay, I'll try and present that at the next meeting. The next thing is we need to be thinking about another police vehicle. We got behind over the years, I told you last time, we bought the last one. Our 07 is 8 years old, that's 147,000 miles, and the 2009 has 108,000. Just be thinking about that.
Didn't we just pay one off, Sharon?
Made the
11.
2011.
So we only have one that we're paying on presently.
Well, yours is brand new, right? What I was saying. And then the black one with it says police on the side, how old is it?
That's 11. That's 11.
How many miles does it have?
It's only got about 60.
Okay,
Yeah, 60.
so there's 2. And we just need one more, right?
Well, that depends on my next question. We've always had 4 cars. We actually have 5 right now. So the 04. The 07 will be sold too, but I wasn't much for it because we run them too far. But they're also police vehicles, but they do have this package, which makes them slightly more valuable. That all depends on this next one. Number 7, if you look under your reports here. Next month, me and Sway have done a lot of talking, but we want to try and reintroduce the K9 program back here in Morgantown. A drug dog, basically. Something that we could walk around town and could smell the air and be trained. We'd have to purchase the dog and all that, but today is just information letting you know that next month we're going to try and have all these numbers and facts. The initial initial cost, what it would cost to maintain that dog each year.
What's the, as far as the vehicle, I mean, it has to be set up for the dog?
Yeah, well, that was part of my plan would be to move the black one possibly, because I've already got a cage. We disassembled the 09 was our canine carbon 4. So we already have an actual cage for that, which are very expensive for a cat one. And would fit in the pallet, so we could put that in the 11 and then into the canine unit.
The cage just goes in the back seat or just?
All the seats come out, everything comes out, the cage goes in. It's all metal floor, metal top, it's caged.
So that car would be, whoever has the dog has that car?
Yeah, we could do it like that because we already have a kennel, cover the cost. And like I said, next month I'll have better figures as to what we're looking at. Along with that, that's what we're trying to come up with the annual maintenance cost, food, training, what's required, and all that. And I think that's all I have.
Okay, yeah, and then, looking at the police report on your officers, let's see here. Looks like you have one officer that, didn't write any citations or violations or warnings.
Yes, it's been some of an
But
ongoing problem.
all of your, other guys, seems like they did.
Yeah, you can see a gigantic circle there.
I noticed on, runs over through the trailer park this morning, is that right? 335?
Yes,
Okay.
one of those might have been on the trespassing issue.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Which I handled.
Anybody have any comments or questions for Marshall on his police report?
Oh, one more question. On the dog, how long will it take to get one?
It just depends. What we're doing is we're getting with other agencies, find out where they bought their dog, what's they paid for it, who they use to train their dog, whether they recommend getting a younger dog or a slightly older dog. Whoever trains them has a lot of influence on that too, because they sometimes they're young. Some dogs just don't get it. Which they purchase a dog and take him to training and they're like, get him out of here, he's not going. Dumb. Yeah, I'm sorry, Penny. I'm not.
No,
Yeah, I mean, we just don't want a dog. We want
I offer one as a
Are you agency, is there ever a sharing? Because it seemed to me that a lot of agencies would benefit from a dog every once in a while, but don't really need one all the time. And, if you talk with, I know Princess Lakes has one, I don't know what it
Trevor's
does.
got one now too.
Yeah.
The only problem I see with that is the dog is usually trained with the partner.
But you would have to have cooperation with that officer bringing the dog. I get that part. They use the dog to drive itself over, I don't suppose.
Yeah, they use a lot of German words that aren't common.
No, but I just, rather than the investment in keeping it and having it for all that time, is that worth, looking into?
It could be. I think next month we'll have a lot more.
I think it's probably like a dog in any other case, you're awfully excited to get it, on Christmas morning. But then, 5 years later, you're just feeding this dog.
And we did have a dog out here before, if you guys remember that.
Did it work well?
Well, it wasn't put to use.
You get it in another dog.
You gotta use it. You walk around town, smell the free air.
Sure.
It's all about the officer, just like the job in itself.
Yeah.
Being a cop.
I'd say that's
What you
right.
fit into it.
Well, with the others having it, I'm not trying to interfere, I just thought about it with so many things, with pieces of equipment that are expensive and don't get used very often. If you figured out a way to cooperate, everybody could have the use of everything without having to buy it for themselves. Maybe that's another example.
You probably already said it. You already have an officer that wants to do it.
I do. I have one that's very aggressively wanting to do this. And I made sure of that. Because it's a lot of responsibility. That's your partner. He's in your car with you.
Any other questions from either one of those steps? I just passed out copies of Mr. Connor's timesheet, and on sick time, it's, with your anniversary, that you can only have 10, right, on the anniversary. He has 158 hours, and he should have no more than 80, is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, the vacation, he just added, so.
And none of those hours were added into my account, so.
No.
Zero comp time was added.
What are we paying? Do you think they want to agree?
Under FLSA, we have to pay this over. There's one standard for civilian employees, another for law enforcement. I think maybe it's 280 and 320 or something. But yeah, yes, the short answer is if it exceeds the number allowed by FLSA, we have to buy it down. And then, my gosh, we bump into this over and over and over and over. It's got to get burned. I know. It's with small communities and limited, I know, but we've got to burn it down somehow. And because this number's so big, it's more important than it is with you guys, but it's going to get there. It's like 240 to 320. I can tell you for sure we're going to need to buy it down.
So what happens on the sick? What happens on the sick?
Well, I actually looked to try to find the old personnel manual. I couldn't locate it today in my office. I need to see it. I don't think that there was anything that protected that time. I don't think under the old manual that it could be banked. I don't think you were entitled to be paid for sick time that wasn't used on termination. And if that's the case, then you can't have more than 10. If it's not something that you can cash, it's not something that you can keep. So, if there were somehow, if it had a monetary value at the time we changed the policy, then we have an issue. If it didn't, then you can't accumulate more than 10 like anybody else. That number just needs to be adjusted down.
Okay, so Sharon, for our next meeting, can you prepare for us what it would be to buy him down to 240?
No, let me check. It's more than that for law enforcement officers. I think it's 320.
Okay.
But whatever it is, I can let you know. But
Whatever it is, we'll buy that then, and then we'll check on that.
How do we get in this position now?
Oh, it's been that way.
So how do we keep from getting in this position?
we don't allow any more comp time, so it doesn't grow, and we insist that comp time be used. So I keep saying this, I know you hear me, I know it's hard. I'm not suggesting that you wait a magic wand and fix it, but where he gets paid for a 40-hour week, works 32 hours. And we do that for a number of weeks until that number goes down. Because it's an unfunded liability for us otherwise.
Exactly, unfunded liabilities are not good.
I thought one time you said that we can't make anybody take the comp time.
Absolutely can.
You can't uncomp, I didn't think you could either.
Make them take it.
Make them burn it, yeah.
Absolutely, but we have to make them do it. We've got to. I mean, we have to, yeah, we absolutely can.
Well, we could have that.
And not only can, I mean, that's why this unfunded liability is such a risk, is because we're not causing it to be used up.
Starting immediately, we can start 1 day a week.
Yeah. Unless there is something in the old policy that somehow protected it, and I don't recall that being in there. Well, yeah, or maybe we just get on the phone and you can find it, but and I have it, I just don't know where it is, or I did today. But unless there is, then this can't be more than 80 hours. That's what we cap it at. For this very reason too, I mean.
So it's done, you're gonna bring it back?
And we'll have something on the March meeting on that, so what we have to do.
I think though on this FLSA issue, that whatever the number is, and I think it's 320, if we owe 30 hours to buy it down to FLSA maximum, not something that's discretionary, we have to do it.
Make a motion that when we find out the number, Sharon pays it down.
So she's gonna pay it down and then you want to burn some or
You're gonna pay it from 350 to 320.
Okay.
Then we're good on FLSA. Then from 320 down, start burning it, start dropping that number. We don't have a monetary obligation once we've paid it down to whatever that number is.
What are those letters?
Oh, Fair Labor Standards Act. Sorry, Fair Labor Standards Act.
You have a motion, do you have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion? All those in favor that we get the Mr. Connors and comp time down to the standard, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And the other thing, well, and he needs to then, be expected to do these timesheets differently. He can't earn 16 hours of sick time and
Yeah, that's how we
earn this period.
It's every quarter.
It's every quarter.
It's only once a quarter,
So this period,
by January 1st. I don't know
This was
which
the
one it
first
is.
of January, so he had 16 hours, which
Is that an old time sheet?
I see what you're
yeah.
saying.
That's it.
So this will appear,
Until
so
the
the next
next
quarter out.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay,
Now, are you gonna pay him right now? Do you want me to start burning those hours? Because if we're gonna do that, I can do it through the winter time, through these cold.
they're sort of unrelated. We need the pain to get it down to the number. I mean, we sort of have that liability right now.
How soon are you gonna do that?
As soon as
Tomorrow.
Okay. So
And then,
because I'd rather,
No, that has to be paid, but then he needs to start burning, right? 8 hours.
he has to receive payment first. Correct.
Well, no, you can start that right away. Okay, I mean, I think we have that obligation, and I understand, I think what you're getting, what I don't want to do is try to be cute with this. We're not going to have him cross the line, not paying, and then driving back down below the line, because I think that we really have not complied with the FLSA like we're supposed to. So I think we take a snapshot of it, that's what the liability is, we can pay it, then start reducing it from that point. I think we're really defeating the rule, and we have a bad faith problem.
Now, do you want to say 8 hours a week, or do you want to set a different standard than that? For me, from my point of view, if you want my opinion, I think that'd be a safe number for me. Especially when there's better months right now.
I ain't gonna, you can instruct to whatever you want. The other option would be just tell your town marshal, get him, be very aggressive about reducing his comp time. In your discretion, and discretion as you think you can afford to eat, would be another way to do it.
So you're thinking about taking so many hours a day versus taking a day?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. However you work it out. Okay, moving on, under old business, I did have one appointment to make to planning and zoning from last month, and Sharon Thomas has agreed to fill that, so Sharon Thomas will be doing planning and zoning this month, and she fills Bill Adams' spot as a Democrat. Okay. Next item that I have in new business is, whatever you want to call it, resolution for capital improvement plan. This is, okay, we have to do this every 2 years, it's time to do it, it goes over to the county.
Oh,
Yeah. Resolution for capital improvement, resolution for capital improvement plan. And we did several of on the old one, and I talked with all of you to get your ideas on this one, we consolidated some. Development of the park, estimated cost, $40,000. Replace water lines, $25,000. Install storm drain, Church Street, $50,000. We had several streets to resurface. Bobby made the list, Maple, Sycamore between Church and Marion Cross, between Marsh and now. South side of Grant, where it lies, it's pretty bad shape. Arnold on the south end, where we have lots of digs. Pine, Hoosier, Morton, Park, and Church, north of Sycamore and Hill. And it cost approximately $175,000. New sidewalks for $50,000. Storm sewer project, $50,000. Purchase land for the new water tower, $20,000. Matching funds for housing grants, $35,000. Demolish, clean up unsafe properties, $25,000. Town garage, $50,000. Improvements to town hall, police department, and DPW, $90,000. And improve Main Street, $50,000. Number item number 3 down there, what the anticipated cost of the foregoing projects is the sum, $660,000. That funding of said amount is to be estimated sum of $42,000 per year by the county through the economic development income tax, and the balance to be expended from ordinary budget and or grant funding that might be secured. So, Dr. Ball, you've got your input on that, and anybody have any, well, I'll need a motion first of all.
Approve it.
Uh-huh.
I'll make a motion to approve it. Capital improvement plans.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
We call for grant.
If we apply for grants, it's just going to help. We're going to get $42,000 from the county every year. It goes toward this, but just like up here on new sidewalks across the coast, $50,000. You know, there's grants out there.
Right.
So that might be a match. You see what I mean? Okay, any other discussion? Any question? All those in favor of the capital improvement plan, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Motion carried. With this sign. Okay. We have anything in the housing ordinance?
We do. As part of the town's efforts to win some of the grants we applied for, there are sort of eligibility requirements. Drug-free workplace is one example. Another one is a local fair housing ordinance, so that the town has as its local law rules that are consistent with the Civil Rights Act, and ultimately what we're tweaking the Civil Rights Act and Community Development Act distilled down into the fair housing law that is both federal and state. We have now, there has been a new section added to the template that is used and incorporated as part of the Indiana Code that appears in, I think, section 9. And I think it's all about redefining families because of some of the appellate case decisions on same-sex marriage, I think is what it's all driven by. So the new definition of family has been inserted into the template for us to have a current fair housing ordinance that will maintain our eligibility for the grants. We need to adopt this, which is 2015-2, I think it's on our second rest of the year. And it is just that. It prohibits the town, which we can't anyway under federal and state law, but it prohibits the town under its own local ordinance from allowing discrimination against anyone in any housing context. And it prohibits the town from discriminating or allowing anyone else to discriminate. So that's 2015-2 on first reading. I have set this up, used suspend rules, and approved tonight if you're inclined to do that, because we are trying to keep up with our schedule on our grant applications.
Actually, it was the grant administrator that brought this to our attention. The one from you was outdated.
Yeah, that's right. It's just, I just tailored it a bit to fit. Yeah, it was submitted to us, and we were told by the grant administrator by the end.
So is there a motion to adopt fair housing ordinance 2015-2?
Motion that we adopt ordinance 2015-2.
Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Okay, motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Is there a second? Okay, all those in second reading on this ordinance.
Yeah, it would be a motion to suspend the rules to consider 2015 to on second final reading.
On second and final reading.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 2015-2 on second reading.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, all those in favor say aye. All the same sign? Okay. Chairman, you trade me and I'll just sign, then you get back at Kenna, that you can scan it and send it to her tomorrow.
I need to back up. Under FLSA, it's 480 hours for law enforcement. It's twice the 240. I don't know where I had I think 320 is in our ordinance, in our manual, but that's not the FLSA standard. So we do not need to pay it. Okay? You still need to start burning it, because we don't want that unfunded liability of having to pay it on termination or on termination. But we don't have to write a check. Well, except still if there's that.
Okay, next thing I have under new business is the public notice for our hearing. Grant administrator, let me know that March 6th is the deadline for the proposal to Oprah, or the original proposal. March 29th is the application and the award on 7/17. That's water only. So the public notice on, says that on May 29th, 2015, we intend to apply. So a public hearing is February 19th, which is the Thursday night, at 6:30 here, to provide interested parties an opportunity to express anything they want to express about this. That's the plan. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. And the dates for the stormwater Oprah grant that we're going to apply for, it's a little bit different. The proposal needs to be in by March 20th, application by June 5th, and the award on that one's announced the 31st, so it's about 2 weeks behind. It's about 2 weeks behind the water grant. But the water grant hearing, we need to have the hearing before we can send our proposal. And I have been in contact with Mr. Brock, and he is finishing up the SRF notice as well. So we'll have stuff on that before the next meeting. Did you have something you want to talk about?
I can.
Okay.
I can. On any given day here in Morgantown, you will see 2 or 3 different trash trucks running up and down the streets, which means in a week's time, we're looking at 14 or 15 of them. And most of them are large trucks, and they're starting to take a toll on our streets. And so what we thought what we might look into was providing a trash pickup for the citizens of the community. It would be billable, but we would seek bids for one company to bid on the entire town. So we'd have one truck in here, one day a week. And we would know what company it was, we would know the employees that are running the truck, we would know everything about it. And I think from a safety issue and I think from a maintenance issue, it's a good thing. And I also think that by lumping everyone together, we probably could get some pretty decent pricing versus what we're paying right now as individuals. And I think I talked to a few of the surrounding communities that do this. It's added to the way I understand it, and maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it's added to your just another line on your bill. Right now you have water and sewage on there now, and then you would have trash. And so I talked to Lee about it, and you're going to have to open the door and let the train go on through. Anyway, I talked to Lee, and he sent me some stuff that he had put together for another town that he wants for us. And I think all that you explained it from that.
Yeah, well, that's right, and it is a competitive bidding process. Under the statute, you can, in the same sense that you can oversee other utilities, the council could vote to require it, to actually impose this service, so that everyone in town would be paying, every property owner would be paying whatever the per property owner rate would be for trash collection. They would have to set trash out, and I think I'm not sure whether you can actually prohibit them from using another service. But I don't know why in the world somebody would pay twice. In any case, it's something you can do. And we would invite bids like we would for a contractor constructing an infrastructure project, or the water tower, or Brooks wastewater treatment plant, or whatever. We would invite bids, open them, and ultimately would be obligated to award a contract to the lowest responsive bidder, like in other contexts. What I've done in the past is do like a 4-year contract with a rate that may be increased slightly over a 4-year period of time. But every bidder is going to submit bid based on the same specifications. So you write specifications, the number of days, maybe the size of the container, whether it includes recycling, heavy trash pickup, appliances, some days, once a month or something, you can put out a couch or refrigerator or something. In some cases, you can buy a sticker for an additional amount and have that done more often, and for additional fees, you might be able to have a second container. But it's a process to write the specs the way all of you would want them written in order to best serve the needs of the community. And then if bids come in and it makes sense and it seems to be affordable, then you can award that contract and start collecting rates in the same way you do sewer, water, and stormwater. I think that it does tend to result in a lower cost. Maybe not everybody pays less depending on what arrangement they have with their current trash service, but I think if everybody were paying for the same scope of service and contracting separately for it, they would be paying more than what the town can secure that contract for across the board. If someone doesn't have it now at all, they're going to start paying for something they didn't have previously. If someone doesn't have it at all, they probably should, because that trash is going someplace. I don't know whether that's a problem you think you're experiencing here or not, but it makes it uniform, it reduces the traffic on the road, it eliminates these trucks competing with one another on the same days for the same sort of pickup routes. For one service to come in and do 7 houses or something, they surely have to charge each of those folks more than what it would cost for one truck to come in one day a week and collect everybody. So there's some economies to be realized, but if you don't know that, sure you actually do it. I got to think it's more common than not nowadays that communities are contracting with a single source provider to do this, but I know you haven't done it here in the past. And I'm sure there will be people who won't like it. But it's available. That's how it works. It would be an ordinance just not unlike a rate ordinance for water, sewer, and stormwater. Yeah, but it's a little bit different than that, because you really can't enter into a contract and impose those rates. It's not quite the same sort of hearing and notice and right to object that you would have for ratepayers. And it would be driven by competitive bidding, not a rate study like Steve Brock would do, where you're trying to factor in all of the operation and maintenance costs and future replacements and retirement of debt and things that you would have with utility that you own and run yourselves. So it's a little bit different, but it's the same in that it's a rate that's going to be imposed, and residents are obligated to pay it for the service that would be provided.
After we recommend the specs or whatever we bid, about how long would it take to
Once the specs are, I give bidders maybe responsive if you decide to go forward with it. I suppose they'd start.
And the specs are written pretty tight.
Yeah, they really are. And you know, we can make them tighter or looser than what we've done in the past. But it can happen very quickly.
Would you have specs by the March meeting?
And then, you know, you want to monitor it too. I mean, some are better than others, but you tend to have a regional representative assigned to the contract who will field complaints from people who say, you know, you missed me, or, you know, I bought a sticker and you didn't pick up the heavy trash day, or, you know, your truck spilled some stuff, or whatever. I mean,
Sorry to interrupt you, but how does, okay, on our end, if they did do something or somebody had a problem, then they come to us, or they come to the DPW, or?
no, they come to the council. The town has the contract for this service to be provided, and we have, so we have the council has a contract with the contractor. And so you're the ones that are enforcing that contract if they do something wrong. But the payment is, the contract is paid by fees charged and collected from the various residents, the property owners, to whom the service is directly provided.
Okay, anybody have anything else?
On that, yes, on that, all the basketball, I don't know about that.
Basketball goal,
If
somebody,
you'll hold that thought, because
did somebody?
I don't know.
That's my shot.
I just heard about that, I think, from him last week. But on that note, before we get on that, which I won't let you forget, you know, I need to get an estimate on it too. Okay, enough said, but yes, I will, because I usually have noticed it. But what Lee and then when he brought up heavy trash pickup,
Yeah.
which is going to be your guys' decision, but it is now, I'm just thinking about it, which I'm glad he jostled it, because it's coming up here in the next couple months if we would do it. And of course, it's your guys' decision, but my input is if we don't do it, is the cleanup day. Because it's a disaster, and I can show you pictures of last year, and people not in Morgantown take advantage of it, and when the dumpsters are full, it doesn't matter, they just lay the stuff, the nasty stuff, and everything all around the dumpster. They don't care. In other words, unfortunately, a good thing, just like everything else, people don't respect. So just keep that in your thought when it comes time to think about the cleanup day.
The other thing too, now, I'm not trying to say one way or the other, but another part of the trash contract that I think in every case has been included is that the town itself would also have service provided. So you might have town dumpsters for, you know, you might have one at your shop, you might have one at town hall, you know, the police would share too. I don't know where else, you know, parks or, so the
That's
town.
included in the.
Well, it can be, but yeah, that would be a part of it too.
Okay, anybody have anything else? Mark? Dennis?
Yeah.
Just to follow up, that's what you're wanting me to do, is get an estimate on the replacing that. Not a problem.
Wasn't somebody tear it down or?
I have no
It
idea.
happened with really bitter cold, so maybe they went out there and shot or hung on a rim or.
I guess the proposal was a basket,
Yeah, it's plastic. Yeah, we were out there.
You and they were playing.
Slammed them all out.
Slammed up.
So it's totally gone, is that?
If you do get it off, it's shattered.
I know a couple companies. No, it very would have, like they said, it could have been so daggone cold, and that basketball actually probably could have done it.
That's true.
Okay, we are open for public comment.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Joe?
Real quick.
Yeah, I do have one real quick. In reference to Jeff's comment that an asinine question was asked in here, I guess if a citizen asks a question, they're considered an ass. Well, I got news for you. I'm the ass that asked that question. The question at the time, and I never did get an answer, is on why is the town's vehicle that we pay taxes on right here in this town of almost $400 every 6 months, and our town employee going into the buffer zone where we have no sewer, no water to do anything with the fire department? I understand the answer at that time was Jeff was an honorary firefighter. That's fine. The folks tell me if he is, he can drive his own car out there or ride with the firemen out there. We're the ones who pay for those vehicles, and we pay Jeff's wages. And if a citizen asks a question in here, don't consider them an ass. Somebody else has asked that citizen, and that citizen's simply trying to get those folks an answer.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments?
Yeah, Mike, I got a deal, you know, you're talking about the dog sniffing the air, there's a few of them that's running loose.
Oh, that's great.
They kids up there on Red Street, on the hill, that's one of them. And I know that, the one on, Morgan Street, that has the mixed German Shepherd Hound mixture.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, well, I didn't know because they are actually about the same type of breed, but there's two of them running through.
Well, I think that probably needs to be notated on the work order.
Yes.
Yeah, it needs to be notated.
I'll give it.
Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Any other public comment? Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second? Okay, all in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
I see what you're saying, you have obligation